I'm walking down the street maybe a couple days ago, and as I'm walking, I see these two kids. So these two kids already, they look up to no good. They just don't, they look like they're up to nothing is what I would say. They just been sitting in the same spot. So I'm eating some food. I'm at Chipotle, and they just sitting there talking. They kind of loud, they kind of noisy, and it's whatever. You know me, minding my business, chilling, not disturbed by much. So while these kids are sitting there, these two other guys, they look kind of younger than the kids that was there, but they trying to walk past. And I think they crossed the street. And from what I seen, they didn't say anything, right? It just looked like two young guys crossed the street. So the two kids that's up to no good, I don't know what happened. So I just looked down, I'm eating my food, I look back up, and they're like yelling across the street, the two kids. So after a while, I realized they're talking to the other guys, the younger looking guys who just crossed the street, who looked, they didn't do anything, you know what I mean? They didn't say anything, they just had their own conversation. They just wasn't bothering anybody or anything. So everybody at Chipotle is kind of looking up now to see what's going on. They're yelling. The two kids that look up to no good are making threats, basically like they'll cross the street. Basically like, you know, if you want to fight, you know, we could rumble if you want to do that. I can't really hear what the kids across the street are saying because they're kind of a little bit far from me. But I just looked at like their facial reactions and stuff, and they look like they didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like they didn't look like the type of guys who really wanted to get into that activity, and there's nothing wrong with that because they didn't do anything in the first place. You know what I mean? So the kids across the street, they're like talking back, but they're not on that type of time. They're not on that type of energy. And the kids that were up to no good, it kind of all made sense to me. Like I wasn't surprised. You guys didn't look like y'all were up to anything anyway, so I'm not surprised y'all in the area causing trouble, doing stupid stuff. So while they're going back and forth, one of the kids crosses the street, and at this point, like I'm kind of like blocked by a tree in a way, but I can see a little bit of what's going on. Kind of, I kind of got to look around a little bit, but I wasn't trying to look too invested. But the kid crossed the street. I don't know what he said when he got over there to the good kids. We'll just call them that for now. But I guess he went over there and he was making threats. Whatever happened happened. But the kid ended up coming back with his friends back to the regular side of the street that they were on, and the two kids that looked up to good, they just kind of kept walking, but they kind of looked confused and like a little frustrated, like because they didn't really do anything. Like I know they didn't want to be in that situation, and they were kind of surprised that they end up in it. But they look like two good guys. I don't judge a book by its cover anyway. But moral of the story: the kids that kept walking and minding their business after these kids made the threat, wanted to fight, all that good stuff. I'm glad they kept walking, those other two kids, right? So I don't know any of these people from a can of paint, but what hit me at that time was like, never crash out. Like never stoop down to the level that people want you to go to be with them. Like never throw away your blessings because somebody else is trying to make you prove yourself. That's one of the dumbest things ever. I think it's honestly stupid. Now growing up in America, especially if you come in from like an inner city environment, or even if you come in from like a regular area, suburbs, it doesn't matter. You're usually gonna run into some type of confrontation where it's like, you kind of have to you have to step up for yourself, man up for yourself and hold it down, which is perfectly fine here and there, but you don't have to do it is what I'm trying to say, right? Like don't throw away what you have going on to prove yourself to somebody else. When you really think about it, it's really idiotic. Cause like, let's just say those kids that did cross the street, let's just say hypothetically, they had millions of dollars, they had businesses, they had deals they was about to close. Maybe they're a celebrity, they got status, money, families to get back to at home. If they would have threw away all their blessings for these two knuckleheads on this side of the street, that would be the most insane. I'm trying to watch my language here, but that would be the most insane thing ever. You know what I mean? So even as an athlete, there was one game where somebody told him like, suck my, and Kyrie just kept walking. I think he said shut up or F you, but he kept walking in the tunnel, which was a perfect example of like, yo, are you gonna throw away everything you've gained, everything you've earned, everything you worked for to prove yourself to other people, not even the guys that you're about to step to prove to yourself to other people, whether it's people around you who are like, oh, how's he gonna handle this? Friends who aren't really your friends who wanna see how you handle that. Your girl, if you're a guy, you know what I mean, might wanna see how you handle that test. Oh, is he gonna fight back? Does he have that aggression in him? But don't crash out. That's my lesson today. Don't do it. Do not stoop to other people's level because those kids look like they had nothing going on for themselves, the ones that was causing trouble. They could have done anything. There's a lot to do in this area. They sat in the same spot for 45 minutes. I've never seen it before happen out here. Everybody's on the move. Everybody's trying to get to a bag or just go have some fun. Everyone's either stuck eating, buying, shopping, or they move into a different location that they're trying to get to. No one just sits around. But they look like knuckleheads. Like they look like they were up to no good, trying to bring other people down to their level, which was nothing. They had nothing going on. So I'm happy those kids kept walking. I hope they didn't feel any type of way about it. Now, it was just them two, so they didn't have to like prove themselves to anybody. They don't know anybody in the area, but if that was in school or something, or like let's just say at a kickback or a chill event where there's people that know you around you and it's like, oh, he has to step. Like he has to risk everything he has. Like you're gonna end up in a jumpsuit for two other men because they said some words to you and they have nothing going on in their lives. I really want you to think about that. Don't ever risk what you have for two men. And this is for my fellas. All right, this is for the guys. For people that don't know, even if they do know you, never risk your life for another man. You never want to be in an orange jumpsuit and somebody's asking you, what your story is. And you say, yo, I had this going on for myself. I had this going on for myself. And then these two guys said X. And I threw everything away and now I'm sitting here with you. It sounds dumb. Now, in the heat of the moment, we all got pride. We all got an ego. I understand. You got to go home to sleep at night and feel like a man. But when you really take the time to think it through, if you crash, you might ruin your life forever. And 20, 30 years from now, you're not going to care about that conversation. You're going to keep telling yourself, I should have just kept walking. Like nothing would have happened. Nothing would have changed if you would have kept walking that day. Do not crash out and risk your blessings, bro. It's dumb. Do not end up next to God and God's asking, yo, how'd you get up here? Like, and it's like, yo, I crashed out and, all the things you blessed me with, I just threw away because the guy you created in 1998, Bradley and his friend said this about me, so I crashed out. And, things went left and now I'm up here with you. That sounds insane. Know what I mean? Like, take advantage of the opportunities you have and the blessings you have. You got a lot of doors. Know what I mean? You have 5, 6 doors in front of you of opportunities that you can make happen. You got blessings and, and you can choose which door you want to walk through. Each one has a blessing. Each one has an opportunity. Things are going your way in life and then you're going to throw it away for somebody else. You're supposed to be tunnel vision. You're supposed to be looking ahead, but then you get knocked off course and you start looking back at Bradley and his knucklehead friend and throw all the doors in front of you away to go see what they were talking about. Who cares? Like, stop stooping to people's level. If you see this, I know people, we're all human beings, you know what I mean? I know people have short tempers and people want their respect. I get it, but do not crash out for people who don't deserve it, bro. That's like a level of power they have over you that they shouldn't. Let people talk. I know it's cliche. What's the saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, whatever. Words will never hurt. Words don't matter, bro, when you have things going on for you. Who cares? You're a winner. Everybody talks about winners. Everybody's trying to get the winners down to where the losers is at. But that's why you a winner, because the winners is not worried about what's going on back there. Everybody's chatty-patty back there, bro. We worried about climbing Mount Everest. Keep climbing. Do not throw away your blessings or your opportunities. Those two kids didn't look like they wanted action anyway, but I'm glad they kept pushing. But if that was somebody else who had a shorter temper and things going on for him in his life, he might have threw it all away to come deal with these knuckleheads who had nothing going on across the street. And that's just what went through my head. You know what I mean? When you're a winner, you got things going on in your life. Move like a winner. Move tactical. Don't be fazed by what losers have to say. It does not matter, bro. Those kids are going to be in the same spot next week. I promise you. If you want to update, comment. I'm telling you, bro. I will go back to Chipotle. I promise you, I will bet money those kids are going to be back there within this month sometime if I end up there on the same day. But I know they're going to be there every week. I know when somebody looks up to no good. They didn't have anything going on. Kids kept pushing, but I had to think that through. Like somebody else would have crashed out. You know what I mean? I know people who have a lot going on for themselves in life who would have crashed out like right there and risked everything. And it wouldn't have been worth it when the situation was finished. And a lot of people would do that. Do not crash out. Do not waste your blessings on losers. If you're a winner, keep winning. That's what winners do. People talk, we keep trucking. People talk, we keep winning. That's all it's about. But please don't crash out. That's all I had to say today, bro. Keep grinding, keep working. Ignore the naysayers. Nobody cares, bro. Like who cares? I'm not here to give y'all any speech about, oh, be stoic and be this and be that. All I'm saying is, man, focus on what you got to do and what you have. And the last thing you should ever lose it to was another human being. Know what I mean? Like, because of some words. Now, somebody hits you and you have to defend yourself, do what you got to do. But I'm not stopping for nobody. I don't care who says what. If I got things going on for me in my life, which I do right now at the moment, I'm not crashing for another man. Are you crazy? That is stupidity. I don't even care about y'all enough to crash. Say whatever you want from across the street. I'm rooting you. That's all y'all got. Keep saying, keep getting more and more disrespectful. So, oh, y'all done? All right, we about to go keep winning. Y'all have a good day. See y'all here next week at 6:30 again, doing nothing with your life. Absolutely nothing. I could go on for days. Like, I'm just glad the kids kept it pushing. Once again, I don't know who the other kids were either. I'm just glad they didn't make it into some big situation that it didn't have to be, but it made me think about other people who I know would have threw away everything. Stop caring about what people got to say. Everybody wants to talk about the winners. Even if you're not where you want to be in your life, but you grinding and you have a vision, you have something you want to do with your life, and you know what you're getting up in the morning to get after, that's all that matters, bro. Like, stop caring about other people. Honestly, nobody cares what they have to say. We just worried about doing what we got to do when we wake up in the morning, getting to that bag, attacking your vision, whatever it is, looking out for your family, whatever you're locked in on. That's all that matters. But you have to block out all the noise because it only takes one crash out. Crash outs do not build up. They can. Know what I mean? You might crash out 1, 2, 3 times too many and it's a wrap. But one good crash out, your life can be over. About some people you won't care about by next week, Tuesday. You're going to go to sleep. 1 day is going to pass by. 2 days is going to pass by. 3 days pass by. You don't even care. And the people in the area, and stop caring about what other people in the area think. Do not prove yourself for people who you think are your friends who are like, okay, you got to show out now and show us how tough you are. Get rid of those people. If those kids was my boys, I would have told them, yo, let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it. Who cares what they have to say? We have things to do. Like, we have a whole life ahead of us. We have a purpose. We got to win. Not worried about knuckleheads, bro. Just sitting in one spot doing absolutely nothing, distracting my Chipotle, man. Whole Chipotle. You got old ladies scared now, kids looking up. What a joke, bro. But once again, moral of the story, don't crash out. Appreciate your blessings. Capitalize off the opportunities you have. Stay focused. I know life be lifing, but please don't let another person, another man-made creature made by God or a higher power who bleeds just like you, ruin your opportunities because of a couple words and you throw it all away. You will regret it. Hit that like button if y'all like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want, not forcing you to. Be on the lookout for more videos. Leave a comment if y'all have anything to say. I look through all of them pretty much. And see y'all in the next one.